Hey there, awesome folks. This is Mentor Shelley, wanting to make sure that you become a better version of yourself professionally, guys. I have missed y'all. The voice, unfortunately, in the last couple weeks, would not allow me to truly be here with you full fledged, full service. However, I want to make sure that you become a better version of yourself professionally, and I have a story to share with you all. When I tell you, this is the ultimate calling your bluff, literally, because there are so many employers, unfortunately, that has gotten away with literal bloody murder. Hello, Joan. How you doing this evening? Hola, darling. Welcome to the show. Listen, this particular, oh man, this particular story is very prevalent of employers that have no idea what kind of value their employees brings to the table and think, oh my goodness, I can just do and say whatever I want and they're going to have undying loyalty. We talk about this all the time, y'all. We talk about the fact that some of these employers think their employees are slaves. So let's jump right into the story. All right, Miss Joan. You get to hear this first. Now, I found this it's an article that I found, but I also got the original post from Reddit. The link of that is in the description of this live, so you can go ahead and check it out for yourself. But we're going to go through it today. Pretty much the title is, if you don't find that job, take it, goodbye, okay? And I will take the department with me. This is Department Killer. Is the name of the Reddit person. Of course, you guys can go ahead and read that story for yourself, but I want to make sure that you have a very good gist of what happened. And I found it extremely hilarious. And we're going to talk about both sides of how this coin could have, that this could have been spun. But, I digress. Let's jump in. To keep it vague, my old company was a fairly large REIT. That's real estate investments, guys, just in case you're not familiar with what REITs are, of roughly $10 billion. $10 billion. That's a lot of money. I was a part of a very niche M&A shop that was typically the black sheep of I was typically where it's the shop, M&A shop, that was typically the black sheep of the company. It felt like anything we did was just a hassle overall and wasn't really worth the company's time to entertain these acquisitions anymore. Never devalue your employees and what they do. We'll find out why that is the case very soon. I was part of a minuscule size deal, 3 of us, including myself, that closed over 60 deals per year with 40 to 50 active deals at one time. Typically, each deal took 4 to 9 months from start to finish, depending on the seller's competence level and organization. This was my first job out of college. So, of course, when you're coming out of college, guys, you take the first job you can get in your field to get the experience more so than anything. The pay is sometimes crappy. Well, let's continue. I knew the career path I wanted to take was going to require long hours, no vacations, but typically in finance, the salary will reflect that commitment. A lot of newly stockbrokers tend to have that type of job prospect in the beginning. Well, for this job, I was making $52K a year, working 80 hours a week. Jesus, $12.50 an hour gross pay. Yikes. First of all, that's yikes. Out of college, making $12.50 an hour? There's some people at McDonald's that make more. Okay, let's continue. After my first full year, I went to the VP of the department and requested a 20% raise. I was told the basic inflation spiel and got the 2% cost of living adjustment. Whoop-de-doo. Well, at least they gave him something, okay? I think it's important to note that after I left this company, I found out that the same VP received to a $2 million bonus. That's a slap in the face. Let's start there. Okay, let's continue. Fast forward a couple of months. Every year, the company has a meeting where the entire company, 300-ish people, meet at a hotel. They do this to give updates as to what the company has done so far, where they are going, and for team building, of course. In reality, it was a multi-million-dollar event to pat the backs of the executives that really didn't do much in reality. Typical corporate crap. Okay. As part of the event, anyone in the company is allowed to send in anonymous questions to the CEO. He will respond to it if he thinks it's something worth talking about. Just before the company event, 5 people had resigned from other departments in the company, and every one of them almost doubled their salaries at the new jobs. Red flag right there. They're not paying market. If they were paying market salary, they wouldn't be able to double their salary at other companies similar to them that do that's in the same industry. So they don't. That's red flag number 1 right there. Okay. Yeah, they're working for pennies, Joan. Trust me. They are working for pennies. Let's continue. Oh, geez. So after being treated pretty terribly the last 1.5 years, including missing my grandfather's 80th birthday, oh crap, due to a last-second PowerPoint that ended up not even being used, I decided that the final straw, the final nail in the coffin, I spoke with one of the recently resigned coworkers about his new company, and soon after, a recruiter from his company reached. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm sorry. I missed the most important part, guys. Forgive me. Hold on. So just before the company event, he talked to 5 people who had resigned, and so the question he asked the CEO, which is the kicker here, which is what started off this, which grabbed my attention. He said, so I asked, let me go right back up here, guys. So I decided to ask the question since his other coworkers had left and doubled their salaries. So he decided to ask, how do you plan to retain talent when there are other companies offering twice the money? It's not that hard to double $12.50 an hour. Let's just be real about that. How do you plan to retain talent when there are other companies offering 2 times the money with half the workload? The CEO decided this question was hilarious. Read it out loud, laughing, and responded, if you find that job, with finger quotes as if it wasn't real. You know, he was trying to be funny. Wink. Okay. He was trying to be funny. If you find that job, with finger quotes as if it wasn't real, you better take it. Goodbye. I will tell you that CEO is going to live to regret that statement. But let's continue. Yes. After being treated pretty terribly, apparently they're treated pretty terribly just based on his response to the question, including missing the grandfather's 80th birthday party due to the last second PowerPoint that ended up not being used. I decided that that was a final nail in the coffin. I spoke with one of the recently resigned coworkers about his new company, and soon after, a recruiter from his company reached out to me. I guess some air quotes is not so impossible now, huh, Mr. Boss Man? I go through the interview process and get the job. Yay! I more than doubled my pay when taking the 20% end of year bonus into account. I even got a $10K sign-in bonus. Go him. Now see, if you gonna step out royally like that, a $10K bonus, that's beautiful. I like that. Now if you go level up for real. I like that one. All right, let's keep going. Like the story so far. All right, but the story doesn't end there. I gave notice to my wonderful manager who taught me everything I know. She first told me she hates me because she's going to have to take on over 19 current deals, and he was about to leave. But then, shockingly, she confides that after 7 years of working at the company, she's ready to move to greener pastures as well. Hmm. I decided to call the recruiter that reached out to me originally and asked if there are any other positions open at my new company. She said yes. They interviewed her, and she gets the job a month later. Hmm. Two down, one to go. Oh, buddy. Exactly. Boom, there you go, is about right. All right. Final coworker standing was not hard to convince as he saw 52 deals suddenly pile on his desk while he was already underwater doing the same 80 hours a week as I did. I worked with him to spruce up his resume and get the wheels turning. And after 2 interviews, he was given a verbal offer and with an in writing letter expected and in a writing letter expected the next week. All said and done, all three of us, a whole department, by the way, all three of us ended up doubling our salaries. The old company is now scrambling to replace us with over, let me highlight this for y'all, $100 million worth of deals that will grind to a screeching halt when the last coworker makes his departure. My new gig does not feel like real life. I have a fantastic boss that respects my time outside the office to the point that he gave me the first 2 weeks in between the jobs to unwind after my previous role. My workload is 30% of what I used to do as well. My older manager got the same 2 week treatment and is currently enjoying her time off and will start in the middle of October. If I was only given that 20% raise. When I tell you, that is vindication on a whole other level. This is what happens to some employers that do a horrible job of treating their employees like absolute trash. They're about to make $10 million with what 3 people were doing, and all of those people left. You're paying college educated people in the finance area $12.50 an hour? Are you freaking kidding me? Exactly, Joan. They deserve whatever money they lost. You couldn't afford a 20% raise? And then you wonder why now you're scrambling for people? Who you think is going to take that money? When I tell you, there are some employers that have no clue. They're where is Waldo when it comes on to how you treat your employees. This is stupid. This was a dumb move. When I tell you that CEO ate his words and then some, all because you want to be a greedy bastard and you want to deal with people like they have to be there and they have to deal with your crap because they don't. Not only did they leave, they left, doubled their salary, got a sign-on bonus, and got 2 weeks off, and have 30% of the work that they were doing before for twice the money, if not more. So, what can we learn from this? What can we learn from this? There's so much to learn from this. From an HR standpoint, the employer is full of crap. And had I been the HR officer in that place, I would have told them they were full of crap. First of all, you're not paying the market rate. Did you even look to see what was going on in the industry? And because, you've been getting away with it so long, and people coming out of college will just take any job to make sure they have experience tied to their major sometimes. They took advantage of people. Then they have the nerve to throw it in their face and treat them like trash, and then wonder why they lost the whole department in 30 days. When treating your employees, because they're the ones garnering or was getting ready to garner $10 million worth of deals, and this is how you treat those three people? Employers, y'all may not watch it. Share this with an employer. Share this with somebody that has a business. Please do not treat your employees like trash. They're human too. Just like how you want to be treated with respect, they want to be treated with respect as well. This is me speaking from an HR standpoint. You do not take their concerns for granted. You do not take their hard work. They're working 80 hours a week trying to garner $10 million worth of deals, and this is how you deal with them, and then wonder why you're about to lose $10 million. Employers, learn from this employer's mistake. Do not mistreat your employees. They don't have to stay. Just like how you had a choice in hiring them, they have a choice with staying with your butt. And clearly, they saw greener pastures. Remember, wait. Hold on. Remember what the CEO said? Let me go back to it, because I'm sure he's eating those words right now. See, remember what CEO said? Oh, what was it? Let me make sure I have it. The CEO, after the guy asked, guy or girl, how do you plan on retaining talent when there are other companies offering twice the money for half the workload? The CEO decided that this was a hilarious question. I know you're not laughing now. And read it out loud, laughing, and responded, if you find that job, with finger quotes as if it wasn't real, that you better take it. So said, so done. This is what happens. This is what happens when employers get a little bit too cocky and reality slaps them across the face. Now they're going to have to scramble for that team. And I know they're not going to pay them $12.50. They're going to have to pay them more. Had you just appeased them and paid them 20%, you would have still saved money. Now $10 million is about to go out the door because you decided to be a dollar sign. I'm not going to say that word. Try to keep it as professional as possible on YouTube and wherever this is streaming right now. Yeah, you decided to be a dollar sign to your employees. And they threw up the deuces and said, bye-bye. This is so funny to me. Whew. Yeah, people like that particular. Yeah, oh, well, you know what will happen to that type of CEO? They're not going to have a business very soon. Here's why. They're not going to have a business very soon because eventually the word gets out and your reputation is in the toilet. Eventually, nobody's going to want to work for an organization that's paying half as much, requiring you to work twice as much hours, and think somebody's supposed to deal with that crap. And the other people in the industry is making twice as much and getting 30% of the workload. Like, in what world do you think that's going to keep up? In what world do you think that's going to last? A lot of the employers that retain their employees treat their employees like human beings, not slaves. And because, he took a straight jab. Oh, well, if you find it, go. Not only did he go, he took the whole department with him. I'm sorry. I gotta laugh at that. Oh, yeah. They're not going to have a company very long if they keep up that attitude. Trust and believe. Do both. So from an HR standpoint, that's a no-go. He kind of reminds me, that type of a CEO reminds me of what happens when a village idiot gets the mic. Yeah. Open your mouth and insert your foot, and you end up paying $10 million for that mistake. Yeah. So that's my take on it from an HR standpoint. Now, from a career coach standpoint, if you're enduring anything remotely close to this, make sure you have your resume on point. You have to have your resume razor sharp. Dealing with CEOs like this or dealing with company owners like this, you have to have your exit strategy on point. Okay? On point. Because clearly they don't care about their employees. Clearly they only care about their bottom line. And if they think there's going to be, they may end up having to put people, deal with people overseas. Other than that, and even even then, they don't want to deal with this foolishness. There's nothing wrong with treating people well. Apparently, these leaders don't think so. But it's going to cost them $10 million. I'm sure he's going to think twice before they open their mouth and insert their foot next time. Just saying. Yeah, and I understand. Joan, you made an interesting statement. You said people like that particular CEO won't learn. I don't know now. That's a $10 million lesson. That's a $10 million lesson. You keep opening your mouth, you're going to insert your foot. Eventually, you're going to choke yourself. Watch your mouth. Treat people with respect. It shouldn't be that hard. You want people to treat you with respect. Apparently, it's hard because you thought you was going to clown the employee, you ended up clowning yourself and your bottom line. Who knew, huh? Who knew? From a career coaching standpoint, guys, as I'm talking to you from both perspectives here, have your resume ready. If you don't have your resume ready, or you need help with getting your resume ready, you guys know you can definitely go to mentorshelley.com/consultations to have me help you with that. And make sure that your resume is tailored to catch an employer's eye that actually treat their employees like decent human beings versus the way this CEO treated their employees and that entire team. That manager was there for 7 years, and the first sign of an exit, she booked it. Do I blame her? Absolutely not. I'd be out of there too. Double my salary. Getting this MONE, get that money. Listen, as a career coach, I'm always going to encourage you to look for better opportunities. I'm always going to encourage you to look for greener pastures. Yeah. No, he earned a bonus, a sign-on bonus of $10,000. The guy that wrote this Reddit article, that's still pretty good. You coming from $12.50 an hour, and they give you a $10,000 sign-on bonus. That means for the 2 weeks that you're gonna be off before you start work, that's 10 grand. That's still good. Oh, the CEO? Yeah. He has a $2 million. I doubt after losing those employees, he'll have one. It might take it back. They might take it back. They're about to lose $10 million in deals. Oops. They're gonna take it back out of his. Take it back out. Trust me. Either that, or they're gonna either cut that department or send it overseas, or try to figure out some other way to recoup those deals. Yeah. The CEO got a $2 million bonus. But the $12 an hour employees that's garnering $10 million for you couldn't get a 20% raise, couldn't get a 20% bump. Greed, I tell you. Greed. It's corporate greed is corporate greed has taken now more people and in more situations than I'd like to even think about at this point. So I want to make sure, guys, from a HR standpoint, anybody that has any kind of, and sometimes HR can't stop these people from choosing to be a double dollar signs, um, especially at company events like that. A lot of them will try to chalk it up to, oh, they were drunk. Oh, they were this. So they said all kinds of crazy things. Or they could just be that way. They could just exactly, Joan. I wasn't gonna say it. You got the message. Listen, sometimes employers need to get themselves together. Could the employee have handled it any differently? I don't think the employee did anything out of order here. He asked the question, how are you going to retain your employees when other companies in your same field, in the same sector, is paying twice as much and they can afford to? I don't think the employee asked any out of landish questions. However, I love the move the employee made after that. Because he thought the CEO thought, oh, somebody wants to leave. Huh? Let's put him on blast. Who's on blast now? So, guys, of course, if you have any additional questions in regards to this or anything human resources, career coaching wise, I also want to make sure that if you have teenagers and you want to make sure that they are financially and fiscally responsible for themselves when they go to college and after that, you can actually go ahead and have them purchase my book, which is From Clueless Teenager to Consummate Professional, 7-step to helping them and cultivate the career and life and economic life that they want. You can go to mentorshelley.com/book to purchase a digital copy. I'm in behind the scenes working on the audio copy as well. Guys, I want you guys to have all the resources necessary to not have to put up with such an employer or have the career control to be able to move like this employee moved and found an employer that was more suited to his life and suited to his career. Because unfortunately, there's way too many of these type of employers that deal with people as if they're not people. And they lost out on a team because of it. All right, guys. So if you have any other questions, of course, leave comments below. I left the link for this particular article so you guys go over it for yourselves. I hope that, of course, you will join me with other shows. Most likely there will be one next Friday or maybe before the weekend is out. Guys, I appreciate you stopping by. Ms. Jones, thank you so much. Listen, you can't tell everybody. A double dollar signs, okay? A double dollar signs, okay? You can't tell everybody. Shh, that's our secret, Jones. All right, guys, take care. This is Mentor Shelley, wanting to make sure that you become a better version of yourself professionally, guys, in the career and in the job market. You are responsible for you. And when some employers act like you're obligated to them for life, sometimes you guys got to flex on them. And that's exactly what this person did. And not only did better for himself, but also doubled his salary. Got a nice little piece of change as a sign-on bonus. All right, guys, take care. You have a good one. Bye.